Okay, make sure everything is turned on properly because it's been a while since we've done this. All right, mic is turned all the way up. There we go. Awesome, here we go. Sounds like we are all systems go. Very good. How's it going, everybody? Hope all y'all have been having a great Monday, or I guess technically if you're on the East Coast at this point, it's now Tuesday. Most of the United States, it's still Monday, I guess, for an hour, 2 or 3 more, I guess, depending where you live. So, yeah, hope all of y'all are having a good one, whatever day it is. Those y'all that maybe, what if you're watching this as we do it live here, this late Monday evening here, or watching the replay at whatever point here. My name's Austin, and of course, this is Fantastic Freaks, and oh boy, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it? I mean, lots going on. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about it here later on, but yeah, finally decided that, you know what, wanted to break the silence here on the channel a little bit and get going. Break silence other than a couple of YouTube shorts here lately. What can I say? When fall sports get going, this is probably, in my mind, this is probably the busiest time of the year for my day job because, well, here in Iowa, we have all the fall sports of football, volleyball, boys and girls cross country, girls swimming, as well as boys golf. And yeah, it adds up very quickly. So yeah, that's part of the reason of what's been going on is just a lot going on with the day job, keeping me busy and making me very, very tired. And also been trying to get some and a little energy that I do have, been just trying to focus to make sure all the tanks down here stay proper and healthy as they should be. So a little bit of what's kind of gone into that. There's other parts. Maybe I'll talk about them. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. But see, we already got some awesome folks in the chat here. Cyber, how's it going? Saying, listening. Glad to see me stream again. Absolutely. It's good to be streaming again here. I've been missing it. These streams are a little, they're a little getaway from the world right now. We sit, we hang, we talk, sometimes about fish, sometimes sports, or I feel like at some point in every single stream, at some point, we talk about food, whatever the heck we talk about. It's fun. I've missed it too. We also got Leo 209 Aquatics. I understand you're getting across river, or maybe even already have it if my mind serves correctly. Okay, hope all that's going well for you. Of course, the little emoji as well. Appreciate it. Got one of my awesome moderators in here. And this one is none other than the wife, Mrs. Freak. Good to see you, dearest. We'll see how much longer Mrs. Freak is with us. I know she has to get up early in the morning to go work. So she's probably not going to be with us the whole stream. And that's okay. The lady needs her sleep. I'm going down here. Chattanooga Ed. How's it going, Ed? Would hang out, but I'm watching the Monday Night Football game, and I don't want to hear the score. I'm not going to tell you it. I have a lot of words just hearing Monday Night Football, but in case Ed, for whatever reason, is still some listening at some point, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Nathan, how's it going? Saying hello, my fishy friends. Hello to you, Nathan. Hope it's been a good day. Leo says, everything is nice and clear, loud and clear. That's always good to know. Always want crisp, clean audio with good visuals, or at least as good as the visuals can be with my face on the screen. We got one of the fellow Iowans here. We got Skitty Nona. How's it going, Sarah? Hope it's been a good day. Leo, so I was right. You do have your Cross River. Love my Cross River puffer that I got. Puffers are just awesome. That they are. They absolutely are. In fact, me and my wife actually got some new ones here today from a store not too far away here recently. It's nothing new. It's not a species I haven't had down here before. Actually, the guy had a figure 8, and 3 green spotted puffers. All of which, well, the figure 8 puffer seems like he's pretty close to full grown. So the green spotted puffers very much seem like juveniles, as the biggest one is maybe about half as big as the green spotted puffers I have now. I have a couple ideas of what I'm going to try to do with them. Obviously, my main goal with the green spotted puffers, which maybe I'll show here later, they're actually drip acclimating right now in a bucket, so they're not in any tank right now. But my first hope is that they will be able to coexist in my 56-gallon corner tank with the figure 8 puffers, since the green spotteds and the figure 8s are all roughly about the same size. The green spotted is actually a little bit smaller. We're going to monitor it closely to see if maybe they can coexist. And once the green spotted puffers get a little bit bigger, we'll move them out of the figure 8 tank and move them into the 75-gallon with the other 5 green spotteds. However, of course, sometimes mixing puffer species it can be ill-advised. It can, on very specific occasions or terms, sometimes work, depending on what it is. And some people have tried and had success. It has also failed miserably by mixing figure 8s and green spotteds together, and figured, well, we're going to give it a shot. If it doesn't work, I have another tank for plan B that is raring and ready to go, but we're going to give it a shot and see if it works. And if it doesn't, well, we tried, and I need a quick shaking the screen, and we'll put them in a different tank. But more on that a little bit later. We got Jeff Kane in the house. How's it going, Jeff? Who else we got here? We also got, FishFam.link. How's it going? Another one of the awesome moderators. Actually, yeah. I believe FishFam.link is also moderator now, too. I was about to say 4 moderators, but actually we're at 5, because I think right before I took another hiatus, I moderated them as well. Leo, I added another panther crab, and he went for it, and it pinched him. So I don't think I want to go for it now, or maybe he isn't that hungry. Sometimes puffers, the thing about puffers and their hunting, sometimes some are very aggressive and go after it right away. Some are sneaky. Some are patient. And it doesn't even just go for ambush puffers. Like Finley sometimes. There are some things where, oh yeah, I put it in her water, it's game on. But there are also some things like nowadays, if I ever put any ghost shrimp in there or self-cloning crays, back when I used to try to raise those up, that she didn't always get them all right away. Sometimes we'd just be crawling around, she'd be watching them, and she'd just sit there, because the fact of the matter is there's only so much space for them to go into, and at some point they're gonna mess up, and she knows that. Puffers are very smart. They know how it works. They know that at some point a fish is gonna stop paying attention, gonna look over, chomp, and that's sometimes also how they hunt. So I guess, yeah, Leo, that also might be what the puffer's doing too. Sometimes they are very crafty and patient. Coro's saying to hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you, Coro. That thumbs up does actually help out quite a bit, guys. If you are just happy that we're doing something here again. I know I'm not the most lively, because I am still very tired. I've been doing a lot of work down here in the fish room, and it's not done yet. But I figured, you know what? It has been a hot minute since I've done a stream really of any sort on here. So wanted to go ahead and change that. Kind of give an update on where some plans are at here right now, and let you all know what I'm kind of planning to do down here in the fish room. Unfortunately, in terms of the 185 and the plywood tank, other than just collecting a couple of other materials for the plywood tank, I mean, I'm starting to buy wood. I'm basically right now just buying 2x4s and screws. So once I move everything, I basically have all the wood and the screws now I need to build the stand. That's going to be the first thing. I'm probably not going to buy any of the plywood until the stand is either completely done or close to done. Because, well, I want to know exactly the measurements, so I know how much plywood I need to get. But alas, we'll talk a little bit more about that there too. Going through there. Leo, I absolutely agree. Can never have enough puffers. Big shrimp in. We got Steve C here. How's it going, Steve? Good to see you. Or as he says, hello, hello, hello. Same to you, Steve. Jeff, the Quad City the Quad City swap doesn't line up with my wife's weekends off until spring. I do plan to go at least one next spring or summer. Yeah, it might be actually what me and my wife do. We were actually thinking about trying to hit the October 1st one, and we ended up not being able to go. Just got some other things in life we got to take care of here still. Obviously, I told you all part of the reason why we didn't go to the Keystone Clash was, people here in the chat was because we are, of course, taking care of some finances and such without going into deep details. We're just, we've made a lot of progress on it too. Definitely a lot better than we were about a couple months ago or last time I talked about it. And so, yay. But still some work to do, mostly because of past mistakes on my part. Without going too deep on that we still got to sort out. So, the only swap I'm thinking I'm probably going to make for the rest of this year is the Omaha fish swap. To those of you that do not know, that is, make sure I say the correct date of the week. Okay, I would have been correct. The Omaha fish swap are hosted by none other than one of our 5 awesome local fish stores, Rivers and Reefs, is going to be on October 22nd. That's a Sunday, those of you wondering, at the Omaha Union Firefighters Hall. In the past, we've had lots of aquatic fish. I mean, we've had live bears, we've had plecos, cories, shrimp, angelfish. We've had a goldfish breeder here before. We have people bringing like aquascape stuff, like all sorts of like Malaysian bogwood or root plants. Like if you like the scape here in my 510, I've seen people bring mangrove roots here before. I've seen spiderwood, grapevine wood, different rocks. Sometimes people bring wood that already has like Anubias plants or Java ferns connected to them. So a little bit of aquascaping stuff as well. Some people also bring their old stuff there. Like I have an FX5 that's also running on this plywood tank here too that I got at the Omaha swap once upon a time. And overall, it's not the biggest swap you're going to go to in terms of quantity of things, but quality is never in question. There's all sorts of good stuff there. October 22nd, I tell you what, if you're able to make it to the Omaha area, going to be a lot of good stuff there. Aqua Garden Zen. Ooh, I almost clicked on Jeff. Not that that's a problem, but Aqua Garden Zen saying hello, everyone. I'm Lurkin. Lurkin is perfectly fine. I'm just glad you checked in and saw what we were up to, Zen. Appreciate you. I thought I saw someone up here earlier that I missed. Maybe not. Okay. Stephen P. How's it going? Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics. One of the great channels there. I mean, speaking of plants a moment ago, there's a good guy to check with on his What Your Plants stream. One of my favorite stream names out there, I'm not going to lie. But good guy to check out with if you're ever looking to get a little fix or gain a little knowledge on plants, which is something I know I always can work on because plants, I usually keep it pretty basic down here. And even then, it doesn't always work out. Jeff, but yeah, if it makes you feel any better, I mean, yeah, chances are me and my wife, I mean, I don't want to say that November 12th. I think it's the 12th. Yeah. I don't want to say that the Quad Cities fish swap on November the 12th is totally dead in the water, but I would say it's probably very unlikely that me and my wife will probably be able to make that anyway, which is a real bummer. It is an awesome little event. I shouldn't say little event because it's definitely not little. It literally feels like a miniature Aquashella, as I've said before. But to those of you that can go to it, yeah, November 12th at the Gold Leaf Banquet Center there in Davenport, Iowa, is the Quad City Fish Swap. It'll be the last one of 2023. After November 12th, we got to wait until after the holidays all pass before the next one rolls around, which I know they have a date scheduled for. I do not know it right now. I'll have to look it up later. But I tell you what, if you're like by Illinois, Wisconsin, or anywhere where Davenport, Iowa seems reachable to you, highly recommend it. I have a live stream that kind of shows what it's about that I did, I think at this point, it's about 8 months ago or so, 8 or 9, somewhere around that ballpark. So if you're interested to kind of see what it's about, check it out. And yes, this is a Culver's cup. Wife and I decided to get a little Culver's for dinner because the cheese curd burger is back. And you know, as many cheese curd burgers as I've had, I'll say this: it's not bad at Culver's. I definitely didn't hate it, but when you've had certain cheese curd burgers, like at certain places in Milwaukee, La Crosse, Wisconsin, or Madison, or Wisconsin Dells, I tell you what, I will still say it definitely doesn't compare to any of those. It's not bad, but it's definitely not in the A tier. All right, who else we got? Here, our Fish Fam link, of course. If you're having a great time, don't forget to show support. Hitting the thumbs up. The thumbs up, I mean, folks, absolutely. Not just me, but all the Fish Fam out there. If you ever enjoy the live stream, give them a thumbs up. It really helps out their channels. I know, Matt. Well, look who it is. I know. I felt it's been a hot minute. People were probably about to start forgetting what I look like and such. But yeah, acclimating some new brackish puffers, just some figure 8s and green spotted, nothing that I don't already have. Also got some platies, decided after me and my wife visited a certain fish store that just recently went under some new management. Wanted to go and show them some support. Perhaps when I go back next time, I'll do a little stream there. But today it was more about me and her just going over there, seeing how things were, and just letting the guy see our faces, kind of have him recognize that, you know, we were here when the previous owner had this place, really love it, want to continue showing support. More what that was about this time. But yeah, decided since we're still acclimating some fish, why not? Because otherwise I'm just sitting on my derriere doing nothing otherwise. The problem is our dinner was about a couple hours ago, and now the cup's almost empty. On second thought, it is officially empty. Nathan, I was pretty excited. I had to tell the wife to come look. Oh, that's right. I skipped a step here. My bad. So I had something happen tonight that I think is pretty cool. After the video I was watching, ended it, recommended 6 others, and 1 was mine. Very nice. First time that's happened. Hey, right on. Right on. Hey, first of many. Keep working, and yeah, it'll be the first of many. Going through the chat. Yes. Let's making sure we don't forget anybody. I could have swore earlier I missed somebody, but I guess I didn't. All right. And Ed is still watching Monday Night Football. Good God, I hated that game. I probably already said too much right there. Plord, how's it going? Saying, I still love peanut butter. Me too, especially on a bagel or toast. Or a toasted bagel, better yet. Heck yeah. Peanut butter for the win. Absolutely. You've probably seen him a little bit. You've probably seen him here already, but check out Mac here. As I put my head over him. Now he's following my head. Why are you following my head? He has gotten considerably bigger. He's almost starting to catch up with Finley. I tell you what, guys. You know what? There's an easier way to do this. I'm just going to pull to the side here. No, you, over there. There you go, over there. He's still got a few inches to go for sure before he catches Finley, but he's definitely eclipsed the 9-inch mark now. He's starting to get up there. He also doesn't. I still think that he doesn't look all that big quite yet. Well, I mean, as far as a Mabu goes, because as we all know, these guys get over 2 feet, sometimes even closer to 3. But tell you what, Mac here is getting there. I remember when he was not even an inch when we got him. He's come a long way. Yeah, Leo, he's definitely adding some size. I should kill that light while we're looking at the tank. He's definitely got some size on him. And I tell you what, his appetite just keeps getting bigger and bigger. What if it's snails, frozen krill, half clams? Man, is he really starting to love half clams? Still loves a good dosage of krill, but well, when he was younger, he really loved bloodworms. I sometimes try to feed the tetras in here some bloodworms as well. Make sure that they still get a healthy dosage of food, even though they do a really good job of cleaning up the scraps after Mac. They don't leave pretty much anything behind, but always got to make sure they all get fed. New Local Austin, how's it going? NLA in the house. Good to see him. Leo, another question here. Want to build a plywood tank for my baby Fahaka? How hard is it to build one? Scared it would leak. Here's the thing with plywood tanks. And here's the thing. Technically, just to those of you that don't know, I technically did not build this 510. Actually, a friend of mine did. I can tell you how he built it, but it was, technically speaking, this was not built by my hands. The one coming up for Finley, though, will be. And we'll talk about that here in a second about where all that's at. But to answer your question, Leo, I wouldn't say so much that a plywood tank is difficult to build. It's time consuming, because while it is a little forgiving on your mistakes and such, because the thing is, like, if some of your wood is like a little crooked, then usually sometimes you can go back, reorient the wood. I mean, you definitely don't want to do it too many times, and you want to do it to a minimum, because if you drill it too many times, then yeah, you start compromising the strength. But I'm getting off track there. But the biggest thing with a plywood tank is to just not rush things and know what you can and cannot cut corners on. Like when you're building the stand, like, do you need 2x6s? Probably not, unless you're building something like 500-600 gallons or bigger. I mean, here's the thing we also got to think about when it comes to stands. A lot of these factory stands that you get, like, let's say your 55, your 75, or even your 120s, 150s, and 125s. Most of them are just using 1x4s and 1x6s. I mean, I can tell you now. So that stand that's holding Finley's 150 on there is built with 1x4s and 1x6s. And knock on wood thus far, it's been holding perfectly fine. Whereas if you put 2x4s on that thing, it's going to be like basically an aquarium stand on steroids. So I would say some people will say that you have to use 2x6s. And look, there's nothing wrong with doing that. If you want to go the extra mile and add that much more strength, go for it. But in terms of 2x4s, you'd be probably just fine too there, as long as you're not trying to build one that's, gargantuan. And the main thing there with the wood anyway, when you're supporting it with the stand, is you just want to watch the spacing. A lot of people do somewhere about each support underneath on the edges about 6-8 inches apart. Kind of like what it would be per se if you were building like a support wall to your house or something. And of course, plywood. I mean, some people say you can get away with like 5/8 plywood tank. I personally am never going to do anything less than 3/4 inch, because 3/4 inch again just adds that much more strength. There's other things too. I mean, depending on how big you made your plywood tank, some people say you got to fiberglass the whole interior, like all the plywood inside. That's not necessarily true. Some people have said that. I mean, there are plenty of people out there that even if you go watch YouTube, they don't polyfiber the whole thing. Now, I would highly recommend you still polyfiber the seams and saturate it with like Pond Shield, Pond Armor, whatever the hell it's called right now, and use that to add strength there, because if any part is going to leak, Leo, it's going to be your seams. The seams are where you don't want to cut the corners especially. And honestly, the main thing there is I would highly recommend checking out like channels like Aquarium Domain, and honestly, just Googling and searching on YouTube for just plywood aquarium builds and just see how people do it. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of how I also gain confidence on, like, yeah, I can definitely build one of these. Is I just watch like 4 or 5 other guys do it and be like, oh, so that's how they did it? Okay, well, that's simple. I mean, Aquarium Domain, I mean, I've talked about him on the channel here plenty of times. I mean, the dude has a 3,000-gallon plywood tank. The dude's still working on a 4,500-gallon plywood tank. And, I mean, dude's like the plywood aquarium king, to where, like, if you want to know anything about plywood aquariums, he's your number one guy to check out. But, I mean, yeah, just check out numerous guys and just know what to cut corners on and what stuff you don't want to cut corners on. Because the main thing about plywood tanks, again, it's not so much that it's hard to do. It just takes a lot of time because, again, you don't want to cut corners and you want to make sure the thing's going to build to last. Because the fact of the matter is, when you do it right and you build a plywood tank correctly, I mean, we all hear about eventually glass aquariums failing. We hear about acrylic aquariums even at some point failing. My question to all of you guys, though, is when have you heard about a plywood aquarium failing? If you build them right, I mean, I can't remember what YouTuber once said it. If you drop a glass aquarium from 10 feet above, it's going to break. If you do the same with an acrylic aquarium, again, depending on what substance you're dropping it on, very likely to break, or it's going to get, best case scenario, scratched to high heaven. You drop a plywood tank of any sort, really, I mean, if I drop this 510-gallon plywood tank 10 feet up, empty, the thing's just going to giggle at you, if anything. It's, you build them right, these things are very, very strong. Anyway, I went on that for quite a while. Let's see. Well, I missed while I went on my spiel. Christine, how's it going? Yeah, Mac, where'd you go? Oh, he's right there. Yes. Mac there. I got to get this finger thing down again. Yeah, Mac here is, he's gotten big for sure. He's, like I said earlier, he's easily over 9 inches, starting to push towards 10, getting very, very close to 10. Won't be much longer, and he's gonna hit his first foot. He's getting really dang strong too. Getting to the point where I'm already wondering, do I want to rearrange the mangrove roots back there? Because I mean, well, right now he's breaking up the sticks in there if they ever get in his way or if he ever gets caught. But obviously, the last thing I want him to do is get caught and have trouble swimming, because, well, if he can't swim, then he can't breathe very well. And I definitely don't want to come down to an unpleasant surprise of such. That, and I don't want him to get scratched up and compromise his immune system, of course. But I still think that's a little ways out. Legacy, how's it going, Melvin? Saying hello. Good to see you here. Going through. We also got Craig's Catfish Cave saying hi. Hello to you, Craig. Hope it's been an awesome Monday or Tuesday now, depending where you are in the world. I always forget I know a lot of people still tell me where they've been and such, and I forget it. Atkins, Nature Aquariums, how's it going? Saying hello. Hey, Austin. Hey, everyone. Just got home from work. Oh, that's the best feeling ever, ain't it? Getting done from work, just coming home, sitting back, relaxing. Glad you made it here and made me a part of the relaxing routine. But yeah, Ian, good to see you. Hope work treated you well, or as well as it can, or I guess as well as work can treat a person, right? do. checking through here, making sure we don't forget anybody that I may have said. All right. Aqua Gardens Zen. Man, Darian Gobi has been getting bold and making his way around the tank. Nice. It is something cool, though, when after you get a fish and just watching them swim around and do their thing. I tell you a fish that's starting to do that a lot here, actually. Oh, the light came on. Hold up. Is this guy right here. Yeah, this is our Bumblebee Oscar. Remember when he was not all that big? He's he's getting bigger. I'm really trying to hold this thing still, but it's been a hot minute since I've done this crap. He is he's about 4 inches now, guys, so he keeps getting bigger. He ain't gonna be able to make this 50-gallon Pentagon work for much longer. That is definitely something that that is a project that I'm hoping to get done here before Christmas rolls around. Is I want to get him out of that 50 and over into this beastie, the 185 bow front, which of course I'm going to get another Oscar to join him with and take the 5 Colombian silver dollars out of my 240 and drop them in there with the 2 Oscars. And then who knows? I'm still thinking maybe I'll get some sort of freshwater eel to go with them. Put some stuff and put it all on the bottom of the tank there for him to weave through and such. Oh, yeah, Jeff. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, as far as Oscars go, yeah, he's still very much juvenile, but he's getting there. He's starting to get there. He's easily he's more than doubled his size ever since I purchased him. That is for sure. But yeah, he's still a baby. That's for sure. He was about 1.25 inches when I got him, though. So yeah, he was very, very small when I got him. But tell you what, he keeps getting bigger, and he's getting a little more bold too. Speaking of what Aqua Garden Zen was saying, and aquatic creatures getting bold, that Oscar especially is getting really bold when comes to feeding time and I open the lid and such to feed the fish. He gets impatient, and if you don't give him his food in a timely manner, he will jump out at you to go get it. So definitely starting to outgrow his early timidness. Ian, no. The Oscar currently does not have a name. We also have a red dragon flower horn down here that does not have a name currently. I made a poll for that in one of my one of my later videos. I think it was actually the fish room tour that I did a little over a month ago at this point. And not many comments came in on about that. So I guess, yeah, there's technically 2 fish down here, but I guess to whatever it wants. Specifically, it's a Bumblebee Oscar again. Got mostly yellow. Well, there's also some like yellowish orange coloration on him too, as you saw. Well, here, I'll just show him again instead of trying to describe him. I mean, he is a beauty, is he not? I tried to keep some plants in here, but as you can see, they haven't done so well because he keeps uprooting them, the little butthead. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You right there. You keep uprooting the plants, and because of that, I can't make your tank look as nice. What's the deal with that? He's like, dude, I'm going to just keep fighting my reflection. Jeff, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that word, but the M Oscars were 1.5 to 2 inches when I got them in May. They're coming up on 12 inches now. Yeesh, what are you feeding those things, Jeff? Makes me feel like I'm almost, you almost make me feel like I'm doing something wrong with this Oscar then if it's growing that fast. But, I mean, I guess still in the grand scheme of things, he's definitely still growing fast. He's gained 1 inch about every 2 months, I guess, technically with ours. But I have a feeling that with the Bumblebee Oscar, though, it's going to be like the Mac effect. Whenever I get him out of the 50-gallon Pentagon and into the 185, he's gonna really take off. Ian, I gotta be honest with you, not once have I ever thought about that, actually. I've never thought of a Blackwater aquarium. In fact, I must admit, I don't know a whole lot about those. But might have to do a little research on that, because I'm always open to try new things down here in the fish room. Might be something might need to look into, but I feel like if it's a Blackwater aquarium, he's just going to blend right in. I mean, I don't know. Some fish just take off. Some fish take their sweet time to grow. Like, I mean, when I got Finley, until she reached about, I want to say about 10, 11 inches. I mean, she just really kept growing really, really fast. And then, of course, like a lot of people say, then she slowed down right around that point. I mean, even Mac right now, he's still kind of keeping on his inch per every month and a half pace right now. So, I mean, and some people say that some of their Maboos grow an inch in every less than a month. So, I mean, here's the thing with all my aquariums. I don't always do water changes regularly, because I believe instead of doing regular water changes, I just believe in filtering the hell out of all my aquariums so that my water changes can be further apart than what maybe some other aquarists might do, because I'd rather sit back and enjoy them. I'd rather spend more money on a filter to buy me more time between times where I absolutely have to do a water change, and just walk around and enjoy them and have at least a little bit less work to do for however much amount of time, which depending on the aquarium, that time varies. But yeah, that's what I do. I just believe in filtering the living hell out of my aquariums. If it's a 50-gallon corner, like the Oscar tank there, I have a Chem 75 on it with a 60-gallon grade sponge filter. Actually, no. I did have a 60-gallon grade sponge filter in there. I actually now have a 120-gallon grade sponge filter in there. So, I mean, I have about 190 gallons total filtration, taking care of a 50-gallon tank. Hence why I don't have to do water changes in there very frequently. But Aqua Garden Zen. I love Blackwater setups. My local fish store has a lot of Blackwater tanks now, specifically, and some of their main Gigatine displays. I apologize, folks. Again, pronunciation is not my strong suit in life. In fact, I kind of suck at it. But yeah, like I say, I've never actually thought of a Blackwater tank down here. Certainly not against it. Just I've never thought of it. But yeah, maybe after this, I'll have to go ahead and give it a shot and see what I learn about it. Never say never. Oh, you just meant giant. Okay. On the 125 with the Cross River Puffer, got an FX6, a Tidal 110, and a Cease Whale 500. You think that's enough? Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I've said it before on Finley's 150. I like you also have an FX6 and a Tidal 110, and I have two 120-gallon grade sponge filters in there. Actually, no, because again, I took one of those 120-gallon grade sponge filters out of Finley's tank and put that one in the Oscar tank. So I actually have one 120-gallon grade sponge filter and one 200-gallon grade sponge filter in there. I tell you, like I say, I believe in filtering the hell out of my aquariums, because if you do so, yeah, it's more money up front right there. But in terms of time that you spend on just being able to sit and watch your aquariums, and not really have to mess with it much, which to me is more ideal because the less I mess with the aquariums, the less likely I am to stress out the fish. And I mean, again, they get to live peacefully for longer, and yeah, I still just get to enjoy them longer. We got Big Tank Hank joining the chat. Good to see you, man. Giving the flex and the thumbs up and the heart there. Appreciate you, Hank, coming in here showing some support, my man. Did a live stream with that man also a while back there. Appreciate what Hank all does to the Fish Fam here. And to those of you that don't know, and honestly, I'm pretty sure a lot of you here already do, but in case there's someone here or some people that do not, Hank does all sorts of like interview stuff, somewhat comparable to like what Rico Stan has done on his Focus On and such in the past. And it's really cool. It's a good way to check out and meet some new fish tubers, see what they're all about with the tanks and outside of the tanks. It's a lot of fun. Leo, how's your Title 110 running? Still mine's starting to make a weird noise. Tried cleaning the impeller and still. If it's still like a grinding sound or something, I would check to make sure all the pieces were there. Like sometimes impellers have like little caps and such that like go on the impeller to try to hold it in place. Or if you say cleaning, I guess I would presume you're talking about cleaning the impeller place. Those Title 110s also have protein skimmers. That's what like the little grate is on the front there. I would make sure maybe nothing's stuck in there if possible to maybe make the sound. Otherwise, yeah, maybe just dismantle it as much as you can without breaking it and just see what you find. Otherwise, if I don't know how old it is, otherwise, if it's brand new, maybe you just got a faulty one and then you just take the thing back in general. But Christine, absolutely. Christine believes in over-filtering tanks as well. Absolutely. Fun fact, the Fantastic Fish Room, each and every tank, in terms of mechanical filtration, biofiltration, all together, or even natural filtration with plants, every tank is filtered at the very least, 2.5 times over. And the one tank that isn't 2.5 times over, well, actually 2 of them, would be my 46-gallon bow front and my 10-gallon aquarium with the lone red-eye puffer right now. And even those ones, they're still getting filled. They still, in gallons per seat, per se, whatever the term is, they're still being filtered, yeah, about twice over. Hey, Hank, you're welcome. Like what you do, man. Just interviews and meeting all the other people here in the Fish Fam. It's a good thing. It's a great way for, one, it grows your channel, too. Like I said, it's a great way to find out other people that are in the Fish Fam that maybe some folks here are not aware about earlier. I see it as a win-win. Ian, I have done that in some aquariums, actually. I actually have a 20-gallon long that's running, and I turned off the hang on the back filter. I kept my sponge filter going, though, because, the sponge filter isn't just filtering, it's also, it's also working as aeration, of course. Hence also kind of why I like sponge filters so much. They filter and they add oxygen to the tank. It's something that may not look the most aesthetically pleasing in an aquarium, but it does 2 jobs. But I did that once and just turned off my hang on the back and just had a 25-gallon grade sponge filter running a 20-gallon long. And I will say this, my Anubias plants that I had in there, as well as the, I believe it's Christmas moss in there, whew, it took off. I mean, I probably need to take some of it apart and sell some of it at one of my upcoming swaps here. I haven't actually ever got a vendor table before, though, at a swap, but might change that here and at some point down the road. We'll see. Craig, that can be taken a lot of different ways. I'm updating my rack. Let's see here. What else we got here? Well, we got a little break in the chat here. So a little update on what's going on with Finley's plywood tank here. For those of you that maybe weren't here earlier, I do have pretty much all the wood and materials I need now to build the stand for the tank. I haven't bought any of the actual plywood yet. Probably not going to until most of the stand or all the stand is complete. Just because that way we'll get the exact and precise measurements. I'm still probably just going to buy sheets, but I just kind of want to take it one step at a time. You know, let's just, once we get everything out of the way and are able to build it, let's just build the stand first and then worry about getting the materials to build the actual tank itself. Because I want to make sure that the stand is plenty strong enough to hold the tank, because according to the mathematics of what I did earlier, I don't fully remember what the measurements I was going to do on the tank here. I have it written down somewhere. I got to find that piece again at some point. But the tank capacity for Finley's tank is going to be, I think, a little shy of 340 gallons. So it's going to be quite the upgrade. It's not going to have that much more side-to-side space for her to swim, but the overall swimming footprint for her is going to be like double, maybe even almost triple. But which, that's the main thing there is this. I just want to give her a bigger home. Even if it's not too much more side-to-side space, I just want to give her a home where she is has a lot more space to just do her thing. Absolutely not, Zen. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to take time for you. I mean, Lord knows I've done that a couple times here now. Hence why we're finally doing a stream for the first time. And, oh, shoot, what was it? Now, it's been probably about a month and a half at this point, right? It's nice to be back, though, at the same time. It's just, man, the fall sports kicked into high gear, and boy, did it get busy fast. And it just came to the point where on these days off, just did not have much energy. But fortunately, postseason is starting to roll around here, as it does, right when the temperature starts dropping, figures. But it's starting to calm down a little bit. It's still plenty freaking busy, let me tell you. But it's finally starting to calm down. Ugh. All right. I was going to talk about something else here. I forgot. Oh, yeah. The 185 here. I mean, we pretty much all got the pieces there. We got pipes sitting up there that are just ready to be put on the tank, basically. Again, going to hire in someone to put it together because I've also never put together a sump tank. And I don't trust myself to do that by myself. Because, well, again, I don't want water all over the place. So probably going to hire someone in here to kind of walk me through it as we do it. And I'm sure they'll be doing part of the work themselves. I'll be putting it together myself as well. So slowly and surely, I'll figure out how to do such. And once we do, we'll be good to go. But otherwise, it's pretty much just... yeah, the 185 is pretty much ready to go. We're just waiting on some other things, which, oh yeah, that reminds me. I actually have 2 tank upgrades coming for some of my fish. For a while now, I've actually been wanting to upgrade my Exodon Tetras out of the 55. And for oh Lord, probably a year or better. I've been thinking about if I wanting to upgrade my Amazon puffers out of that, they're 38, because I mean, a 38 isn't totally terrible, but I'm not gonna lie. They need a bigger tank. That like they should not be in a 38. You could definitely do way worse. Don't get me wrong, but they need bigger. Like, it's gotten to the point now where honestly it's overdue. I need to get them a bigger tank, and fortunately now I'm talking with some folks that have some bigger tanks now, to where that should be right around the corner here. Obviously, we'll have a video on that once we get around to it. And while a couple of tanks might be getting stored away and taken out of the fish room, at least temporarily, think the overall result, though, in the end, though, is going to look pretty freaking sweet. Jeff's wishing everybody a good night or day, wherever you're at. Everyone, definitely past nap time. Yeah, it's getting close to my nap time, too. It's 8 minutes to midnight here in Council Bluffs, Iowa. So, yeah, I hear you. I'm probably not too terribly far behind that. Sometimes I just get caught looking in the camera here, watching all the fish swim around, even the tetras and such, which I must credit Mac. Of course, he keeps swimming right. I must credit this guy right here. He is not really taking any of them out, and he's not really shown much of a drive to want to. I mean, I will say that I think some of the brilliant rummy noses numbers may have decreased by maybe, say, 2 or 3 fish, and maybe about 2 or 3 missing cardinals, but honestly, still counting around it. I mean, everybody else there still looks great. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if we're missing any cardinals, but I can definitely tell some of the brilliant rummy noses have come up missing. So maybe he did go and get a couple of those, or maybe a couple of them died and then they got picked off because I never found them, which is very possible, because I mean, that's a lot of tank. But it's also why I accounted for that and put so much filtration on there, such as a Fluval FX5 and a pond canister filter that does 1,200 gallons. And that's not per hour. It's built to do a 1,200 gallon pond. So, and then we have 2 200-gallon grade sponge filters in there. Actually, I think they're graded to do more like 240 each. Whatever. Either way, there's a lot. But Christine, actually, for the 185, that was actually the initial plan when I bought that, is I wanted to get a porcupine puffer and saltwater fish for it. Obviously, saltwater fish, there's plenty of expensive freshwater fish out there, but just getting a saltwater tank going and right now, I don't know, for lack of a better way to put it right now, a saltwater tank for me is just not really in the cards right now. Someday it's definitely going to happen on this channel. When? What's the timetable? Not an idea. Not the slightest idea, I hate to say. But someday I can tell you now that, yes, I do want to get saltwater fish. And if I did get a saltwater tank, that, a porcupine puffer of all the saltwater puffers is by far number 1 on that list. So if I decide to get with some of the saltwater puffers, the porcupine puffer is probably going to be the first one I get. Although I'm not going to lie, dogface puffers are growing on me too. But I don't know. As much as I do kind of like dogface puffers too, I don't know. I'm still thinking probably going to be the porcupine puffer first. That's me. But I mean, yeah, salt itself is expensive. I mean, the cool thing with the freshwater tanks here is usually what I do for water changes is after I take the water out, I stick the hose in from the tap here and I put it in. I mean, I put I just flow the new water in, put some prime in, and we're done. Whereas salt water, obviously, well, one, you got to get RO water and then mix the salt in with it. And it's just one of those things where, yeah, I started looking at things. I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to do it someday. Saltwater fish are gorgeous, and I definitely want to give it a go someday, but not in the cards for me right now. It's just not a doable thing for the time being. Someday for sure, but not at least for, I would say, at least for the next couple years at least, I would say unlikely. And if we do a saltwater tank in that time frame, it's probably going to be something small. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Mexicali Fish Keeper. How's it going? Good to see you here. Looks like FishFam.link greeted you first there, too. That's why FishFam Link is one of our moderators, of course, because they're always on top of things. Yeah, there's definitely some extra steps to saltwater. And yeah, it's a big reason why I don't have saltwater currently. Aquagarden Zen, yeah, some people have suggested a nano reef. I'm not against it. Personally, I've always kind of thought that when I do my first full-on saltwater tank, I might just even do live rock just to start. And I mean, I guess I do have that Fluval, like, not BioCube, or is that what it's called? Well, I did an unboxing of like this one Fluval, like saltwater-based aquarium that was literally just given to me, and it's like a $200-300 aquarium, and all it's done is just sat in the cupboard of my 240-gallon stand, just doing nothing. And part of that's also because I have no idea where to put it currently. Still don't right now. I do definitely want to use it someday because, I mean, it is an awesome little tank that, I mean, honestly, if I did anything, I'd probably do clownfish with. Because, I mean, I feel like anyone that's done saltwater has done clownfish at one point or another, probably. But, yeah, I can't think of precisely what it's called. But, yeah, I have thought about doing. Chances are, yeah, I'm probably going to do a saltwater and that at some point. I was also thinking about once upon a time maybe doing a saltwater and the 50-gallon Pentagon once we move the Oscar out. But I don't know. Part of me is also wondering if I just want to get that tank out of the fish room entirely as well. But, and look, when I say also get it out of the fish room too, I don't mean like sell it off. Like, I do have a shed up there that, granted, is not air controlled, but still protects you from like wind, rain, and all that jazz. Or if it snows, it's going to protect it from that. So it does still somewhat protect tanks from the elements and such. And mice, rodent traps are set up there regularly to make sure that they're not getting ruined. Because I also keep a lot of my wood for like building stands, or it's also where I'm building or storing some of the wood to build Finley's tank here as well. And yeah, it'll definitely make a comeback at some point. But again, I live in a house that's over 130 years old, and the fuse box can only take so much. And knowing some of the future projects that I want to take on here, with that in these tanks, in order to make room for bigger tanks, some of the smaller ones then got to go out the door. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll kind of see where things are at after some other tanks are dealt with. And who knows? Maybe we can keep the 50-gallon corner running. I hope so. But if not, it's just how it is, I guess. But we'll see. Fluval Mega Flex 32. No, I know it's not that. Well, you know what? Let me go check this out here real quick. Whew, that's good. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to see what this thing is called. Beep, 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 beep. Whew, boy. This thing's dusty. And I can definitely tell that the bottom part of the box got wet. Yes, this tank is actually still even in its box. Believe it or not. Let's see. Okay, turn on the light here so we can... All right. So, yeah. Can you hold the camera still, Austin? There we go. So, yeah, that's what it is. It is a Fluval C Evo. And you probably can't tell right there, but especially if I keep moving the camera like a crazy person. But it is a 13.5-gallon tank. And yeah, awesome friend of mine just gave it to me because they were moving out of town and didn't take it with them. Everything still works and everything is still in the box. And yeah, I've always thought that, I mean, if we do that tank, like I say, the main thing is I just don't know where the heck I'm going to put it right now. Yeah, I'm sure I could find a place, but or build a stand for it very easily, really, honestly. I mean, it's not that big of a tank, but yeah, I thought that maybe like a couple of small like Oscillarises or maybe snowflake clowns would be cool in there, but I don't know. Like I say, I also don't know a whole lot about it. Christine, it was 13.5 according to the box. 13.5 gallons. So, not anything enormous, but I guess not super tiny either. I guess one may still consider it nano, I guess, perhaps. I don't know. I don't really do too many nano tanks, I guess, but so I guess I'm not sure what the whole definition of a nano tank would be, but I mean, yeah, the heater, the light, the filter, the sponges and all that, they're all still in there. They're and I just still haven't it's one of the many tanks that's been sitting down here now for a while that I have done jack squat with. And it's kind of a pity because it'd be a really, really cool tank. See, wow, we've done about an hour, 5 minutes, really. Oh, yeah, 12:04 a.m. What do you guys say? Maybe we feed some of these fish here before we call it a stream, huh? See if I can get myself to... get my phone connected with this here. Oh, what's this computer doing? No, 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 no. Oh, this is annoying. Why are you making me do all these security measures? Boo. How dare you keep my account safe? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Vinoski, I see you over there. How's it going? Okay, here we go. Gonna connect my phone here real quick, and then we'll feed some fish. Please stand by. Do. Make sure we got the everything there working as it should. Looks like it is. Very good. All right. Enough of that. All right. I'm going to remove myself here. Hey, we're on the phone. Huzzah! Let's see if I can turn this camera around. Oops, that's not it. I want to turn the camera. I want to turn the camera, please. Let me turn the camera. Yeah. Wait a minute, but this has a border. I don't want the border. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have a border. All right. I apologize if I don't see the chat here for a while. Actually, before I go, see we got a couple there. Christine, thank you so much for the super sticker. Or the NOK 50. Appreciate that greatly. There you go. Check this out. It's my phone screen displaying the computer screen. So yeah, there we go. Welcome to my stream on a screen, streaming a screen, streaming a screen. Leo asks, who's more of the hunter, Finley or Mac? I would definitely say Finley. Out of the two, definitely Finley. At least he's definitely the more aggressive hunter. All right. We've talked a little bit about you, so let's say we go ahead to your Oscar first. Among some of our other pellet and flake eaters, of course, there's our 240 there with all the rainbows, rose lines, gouramis, silver dollars for now. And of course, some plecos and our black ghost knife is in there as well. All right. Actually, you know what? I lied. We're going to go to the 55 here. And since they're zooming all around, they know what time it is. We're going to feed our Exodons first. Pardon me as I put that down for a minute because I am not the clever man. I forgot to open the bag here first. All right, there's the fish. Here we go. Might have given just a wee bit much, but I'm not too worried. These guys are very ravenous eaters. They will take care of that quite quickly in a few minutes. There we go. Exodons. Check. Mac's waiting for his turn. I would say patiently, but I don't think patiently is the proper word to describe it.
Here's our bumblebee Oscar. Just a minute, buddy. There you go. All right, 2 tanks down. Here's the goldfish. Oh yeah, there's the net. Get that out of the way. All right. Actually, that's right. You guys don't really care for the vibra bites, which is very weird. I've never known tetras to turn down vibra bites, but maybe it's a little big for them. But alas, you also notice the angelfish are not in there anymore from when I showed on the fish room tour video about a month ago. There you go, goldfish. Got a lionhead ranchu in there. Got a normal comet as well as a oranda fantail in there somewhere. Where is he? There you are. They love those vibra bites as well. They'll also eat some meatier foods as well. They're not picky. And here we go. Here's all our angels. The angels that used to be in the 29 have gotten big enough to where, yeah, now they have joined everybody else in the 125. And they have mowed down what all was left of my Valsenaria that was in there. Hence why we are putting some fake plants in here, because I'm tired of buying new plants just for them to be eaten. I am not running a salad bar. No, no, no. Honestly, why I'm learning more and more my tanks are becoming less live planted again. And it's a real bummer because I want to have live planted tanks because live plants do help keep a tank cleaner, but just don't want to keep spending all that money just for the fish to eat it, you know? There we go. Lid's just under my hand there. We'll watch these guys do their work a bit. $125-gallon angelfish community of all the angels that we have in here. As some of y'all know, honestly, about half of them might be marbles. We also have a few platinums in here. One of them right up there. We got another one right there. Another platinum there, along with one of our blue Philippine angels. I'm not fully sure what this guy is. He's a veil tail of some sort. Some people believe, I also am certain to believe that he's a veil tail koi. Either way, he is very pretty. In terms of all the fins, he's probably my favorite. You'll see one of our gold angels back there as well. We have some plain marbles and some black marbles. We have a plain black angel in there as well. We have a lavender seal point angel way towards the back there that you may or may not be able to see. We also have some dwarf neon rainbows in here. There's one of our loaches under the wood from the Wisconsin trip, or the Catfish Cataclysm to be precise. And we have a pleco in here somewhere. Trying to see if I can get lucky and find him. Can't tell if he's maybe in that log. Since we have some bottom dwellers, I went ahead and put another log in there. Try to give plenty of home for our smaller guys here. We also got some little roseline sharks in here as well. You just went back behind there, but we also got some long fin black skirt tetras in here. Oh, there's one of my other favorite angels right there. There's our half black angel. Definitely a pretty one he is. Another one of our marbles. Oh, and just zooming under the wood there, you probably don't see him anymore, but we saw one of our Petricola cats. And somewhere in here also is a leopard frog pleco. My guess is He's hiding either in there or maybe in that rock cave behind the plant. Somewhere where we cannot look at him. And he's all right with that. Oh, there we go. You can get a better look at our one loach now that he came out from under the wood. Beautiful striped pattern on him. Along with another one of our blue Philippine there. Big tank with a lot of fish. That's what I like. You can just put a few big fish in a big tank, but I like a bunch of little or smaller fish in one tank. All right, moving on. Because we are feeding the fish here, and now I'm starting to get too relaxed just watching the angelfish. Part of the reason why I have them, though. There we go. Some viper bites for all of you. Jewel cichlid with giant Danios. I know some people may be thinking that's a very bold combination, but sometimes it just works. Sometimes a fish, things work. Sometimes they don't. And sometimes there's just no explanation. Sometimes it just works. Here we go. Here's our flower horn. Red dragon flower horn. He's like, oh, my turn? Is it my turn? Yes, buddy, it is your turn. Give me just a minute here. Gonna put that there. Hopefully the phone doesn't fall over. This flower horn, by the way, also does not have a name. Feel free to leave it in the comments below, whether if you're watching live or the replay. And you see, he's a lover of those viper bites himself there. Beautiful color on him, though, too. Some yellows, blue, red, of course. He is a beautiful, beautiful flower horn. He's grown a couple inches since I got him. He hasn't done anything drastic at this point, but I think it was Jeff Kane that was saying earlier, or somebody else. Somebody on this stream that I'll have to go back. I probably misguessed there, was talking about how their flower horn hadn't grown a ton since I got him. Mine hasn't grown a ton either. About, like I say, about 2, maybe 2.5 inches since I've got him. Not a whole lot. Still pretty nonetheless, though. And he's got a 40-gallon breeder all to himself, mixed with a couple of fake plants with some real ones. All right. Moving on here, because I also forgot to grab the viper bites with me. All right. Our 40 breeder full of angels. Once I move some of the silver dollars out of the 240 here, and then the 185, I'm thinking 4 of those angels will get moved over here into the 240 to kind of free up some space in here. And as you can see, we also got a breeding cone, so we'll see if maybe we can get lucky. Oh, yeah, and I also set up a 20-gallon long down there, which is kind of looking a little dirty right now, but it's cleared up considerably, considering where it was a few hours ago. There we go. In case you can't tell, yeah, I love my puffers, but I love angelfish too. I got a weak spot for both fish. One of our zebra, or one of our sand tiger loaches, they're going berserk. They usually do, though, when food goes in the tank, though. They go nuts. With the marbles and the kois here. Marbles are probably one of my favorite angels, though. I like a lot of angelfish, but for some reason, marbles are one of them that just really stick with me. Something to be said about those kois, though, as well. Those kois are pretty as well. Slowly picking them off. They're not the fastest eaters, hence why I don't have too aggressive of or quick net of moving a fish in here, because they are not the fastest of eaters. Hence why I'm kind of trying to think of a plan B for the koi angelfish in case they don't work out in the 240, because well, they are not fast eaters. These rainbows and such over here in the 240 very much are. Don't believe me? Well, you're about to see what I mean. Okay, we need a good collection of vibrobites here. And if I can get my hand out of the bag, that'd be great. There we go. Look at them go. Something, aren't they? All right. I'll take care of the pellet ears, and now we'll go to some small flake here for our Tetra tank, because they're a little picky. Well, I guess it's not so much that they're picky. They just have smaller mouths. All right, guys, here you go. And there, got some diamond tetras, some serpe tetras, black phantom tetras, and a penguin tetra. Actually, there's a penguin tetra right there. And we'll see how well. Some of them may not eat as well here, though, today, because we did add 4 more diamond tetras in here with some of the diamond tetras that were already in there, as well as the penguin tetra, in which I used to have in that 20-gallon long, but trying to recycle it for something else, especially also since I had a horrible blackbeard algae problem in there that I've been fighting for a long time. So really trying to go heavy and getting that crap out of there. Our Nubius plant here, though, man, oh man, that's doing well. Our Java fern there, while not getting big, is getting up a lot of strands there, which is nice to see. Picking off the flakes one by one, they'll get there. Very good. Oh yeah, need to check on them here soon. They should actually be getting close to being ready. Let's see where that water level's at in that bucket. While I do that, here's the 125 again. Well, no one's floating dead. That's good. Everyone's still alive. That's nice. That is the goal anyway. We want everybody to keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? They swim. Okay, here we go. Here's the queen. She anxiously awaits her dinner. You can see some of her past dinners there, as well as all the shattered and broken half clams that she has already brutalized in the past. Even got some of them over there even. All right, Finley, let's not keep the king, the young king over there, that is, and our queen here waiting. Ooh, I got a little bit of a mess in front of here. Let me take care of that here first. I'll be right back with you. There we go. Ah! My scrap pile is getting a bit scrappy. It's getting a bit too big for my liking. There we go. Now, okay, there we go. Got a few clams free. All right, we're back. Here we go. Do 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 do. Gonna give one to Mac here right off the bat. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and give the queen since she's now perked up and ready to go. Listen to the power of her bite here, guys. That never gets old. I mean, that never gets old. Just hearing the power of her bite, just the power of those teeth, it is something. Oh, I apparently dropped one extra one in there with her. I was not meaning to. There you go, Mac. Ooh, that's a little bitty one. We'll have to get you another one. Did you just really inhale that, dude? Do you even know what I just gave you? Seriously, do you have any idea what I just threw in your tank? That could have been a rock for all you know. Well, let's go get him another one. That was a really small one. Hope that's not going to cause a problem later. It usually doesn't. I mean, puppers can pass these shells and the meat through their systems usually pretty easily. All right, buddy. Here comes another. Up there we go. He sees it. Better hurry or those tetras are going to start picking at it too. Not that I'm too worried because as you see, he gets closer. They're like, yep, okay, time to move. They know when they get the heck out of harm's way. And just look at how all those tetras just swarm all around, going around, getting the little tiny bits and pieces and of the mess that he makes. It doesn't even really even hit the sand because the tetras just get all the flying debris and such that Max causes. And tell you what, it's a good source of protein and food for them and keeps this tank looking pretty good. Let's see, while I'm by the computer here. See, Xanadu, how's it going? Good to see you. Checking in on the chat here before we get going here again. Some angels soon for my 125 Tetra Tank. I'm all for it. I mean, my go-to would definitely be go get you some. My favorite would either be the Blue Philippines, the Koi's, or the Marbles. I'd go with one of them. But I mean, obviously it's your tank, so you do whatever the heck you want. Okay, so we got the king and the queen fed there. It is a easier night for them. There's some nights where I feed them more heavily. This is a night where we're going to feed them a little easier, even though if you tell by Finley's belly there, you wouldn't know that it's an easier night. He's like, "Are you calling me fat? Calling the queen fat is death, is punishable by execution." Wait a minute, I have one more claim up here. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to give it to either one of them. I'm going to go ahead, mosey down here, and give it to Hercules. Where is he anyway? He's hiding behind that plant there. He's gotten to the point where he doesn't hide in his little tunnel there anymore, which he built a little grove over there. Ooh, and you're starting to show some of the silicone there, buddy. I'm going to have to move some of that sand back in front of there. I don't want you brushing up against that silicone. Not that he would probably do any damage to it, but just to be safe. I'm back there. Let's see if I can actually get a better look at you over here. Not a whole lot because I got salty residue over there. My hang on the back from the green spotted puppers tank up there, the hang on the back filter that was up there was actually leaking a bit, so I had to get a new one, and I haven't had the time to, clean all of that crap off the side of the 75 here yet. I guess it doesn't make you upset though, Hercules, because it gets to help you with your privacy. All right, there you go. Are you going to go for it, or are you going to wait for me to leave? He doesn't like me to catch him eating so much anymore. He kind of likes to wait for me to turn the light off here nowadays. Starting to regain some of your shyness there, aren't you, buddy? It made me wonder if I should maybe take away some of the plants here, because I don't want him getting too timid to where he gets scared of every time I come up to the tank. Yeah, you are in no hurry to take that down. But I do promise you all, as you can see here on the floor of the tank, every time I give him one, he will get it. He just doesn't want me to watch. All right, buddy. Well, there you go. We'll turn off your light. Bon appetit. All right. What are you guys all looking at? Didn't I feed you all already? Like, yeah, so what? Give us more, dude. Might feed him a little bit more off camera here, but all right, we're gonna put our half clams away. Yeah, Finley's not swimming around there anymore, so she must be satisfied. Mac, on the other hand, is never satisfied. All right, got some jumbo bloods here. All right. That. Very good. All right. With these, just get them enough to where they start melting a bit. And these ones are simple. Amazon's here, get a full cube. See if I can get a little better angle so we're not getting so much of a light glare. And yeah, look at them. Woo! Look at them go. They're starting to learn from the green spotted puppers. Each one keeps trying to take the lot. But in the end, they all get a pretty good share because as one of them tries to rip it apart and get the lot of it, as you can see, it makes a whole bunch of them fly off otherwise. Thus making sure that everybody gets a good share. Need to get some more snails, though, in their tank, though. They've pretty much decimated every snail I've had in there before now. And once again, their tank is looking very snail-less. They love their snails. It doesn't take long for them to decimate the snails that I always put in their tank. All right. From them, now to you guys, the green spotteds. There you guys go. And see, one of them or a couple of them after a while get smart and just go down and start getting the debris, which you're kind of starting to see here. Doesn't take them long for them to totally take that thing down, though. And I actually fed the pea puffers here earlier. A few of them right up here. Oops, not focusing very well. But there's a few of them. Still a little bummed out that so many of them got sick earlier, but a couple of them still like to hang out in that tree right in the rocks down there, but gonna restock this tank here soon because I want to get the numbers back up in that thing. But right now, just some other things on my want to do list. What else do we gotta do? Oh yeah, the red eye figure 8 as well as our acclimating puffers. Got to feed them too. Well, if I can get this jumbo bloodworm tray out. There we go. Finally got a piece out. Cool. This should do it. Ah. Okay, that did shut all the way. Good. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure that actually stays in the water though. We don't want that water coming out because then our drip acclimation system there will stop. And then I'll get a little water on the floor. Not that it would be a first time. Let alone not a first time for today either. All right, come on, melt. Melt so this red eye puffer can eat. There you go, buddy. Did I get too close? Did I make you uncomfortable? I don't know what he's holding, but I do not like it. I want to eat my food, but I don't know what that is. So I'm going to drift back here and eat where you can't see me as well. All right, well, in that case, I'll leave you alone. All right. See where this is at again. Everybody's still swimming around up here. Cool. Here you go, guys. Hey, there we go. Everybody's eating. That's always a good sign. Problem is now that I've taken the drip acclimation off, I've also taken their air off for a bit, which I'm sure is kind of creating a bit of a different environment for them that I'm sure has them curious. couple of those puffers are looking a little skinny too, so we're definitely going to try to make sure that a couple of these eat well here too. I might even pull those two skinnier puffers out of the tank here later just to make extra sure that they fatten up a bit here. Now, green spotted puffers, when it comes to them, the plumper they look, usually the healthier they are. Their color looks fantastic though, hence why I'm not overly worried about them. The thing is, as long as they eat and their color looks good, then that's usually a sign that they're doing okay. But if that color starts to fade a bit, then I'm going to get a little worried. All right, guys, I'll leave you all alone. Get the air and the drip acclimation process on. Probably going to put them in the tank here as soon as I cut the stream off. As you can see, we've also lost a little water out of that, but that's normal. All right. Excuse me a minute. There you go, buddy. Oh yeah, you don't like that light. Come on, go get it. It's gonna go fall on that rock. Are you gonna make me go get you another one, dude? You're gonna make me go grab you another one, aren't you? There's another one in there somewhere too, but one of them recently passed away suddenly, so the other one likes to hide all the dang time, so. And I've watched him, and every time I do see the other guy out, he's never picking on him, so I'm not sure why the other one's hiding. Or at least when I watch, he's not picking on him. But, well, I guess if this guy is the tank bully, we're about to find out, aren't we? Because if we see some nipped fins on any of those guys in there, well, we know who the problem is then. Okay, they're all fed. Right, Ghosty, we gotta feed you. Our little freezer. Oh yeah, there's another one of my half clam bags. No, I don't need that one. I always keep a spare krill in here too, because my ghost knife, my puffers, a lot of different fish eat the krill. There we go. Close up on the rainbows from above. There we go. There's a fine balance there to make. It is in no danger of going in the water, though. Let it be known. Perfectly safe where it is. All right. Let's get down here and feed you, shall we? This is always, oh, I'm a fool. I gotta roll up my sleeve or that's gonna get soaked. This is a cool thing with ghost knives. They're not the most aggressive eater because obviously they like to hide, but this is one cool thing I like about them is you can train them to be hand fed. Make sure the rainbows don't get it, or at least most of it. You're gonna get that last one. Oh, there we go. Huh? You gonna go get that last one? Are you good? Looks like he's good. right. Well, then one of the rainbows will get that. No problem. Sure enough, there they go. Mine, 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 mine. Whew. Well, it takes about 15, 20 minutes to get everybody fed down here to make sure that, everybody's getting a little bit, make sure that everyone's eating as they should and such. Which isn't too terribly much. It's pretty manageable, but there we go. All right, let's wrap this thing up. What is by my oh yeah, the tank. Do we? All right.
There we go. Whoop. Roll my sleeve down. There's not much to see underneath it. All right, there we go. All right. Leo, I see you. I'm not sure how long ago this was. I'm getting an echo. 1 minute. Okay, did we eliminate the echo there? It seems that I did. Yeah, we don't want an echo. Echoes are annoying. Echoes are irritating. Let's see. Oh yeah, Leo. How big is Hercules? Hercules is about. He and Mac are actually pretty similar. I think Hercules maybe still has Mac by about an inch. Hercules is about 10 and a half inches right now. Maybe close to 11. Yeah, he's maybe got an inch and a half on Hercules or on Mac, and that's about it. Honestly, I'd say it's probably closer to an inch or maybe an inch or less. Yeah, and Hercules did that for a while. And I've been testing his waters a lot here too, making sure that, there's nothing in the water that shouldn't be. But I mean, his color looks good. And when I come down, excuse me. Woo, where'd my drink go? Oh, excuse me. Woo, not sure what happened there. But yeah, when I first got Hercules, he would do the same thing. He'd come up to the glass, well, after the first couple of days, because when I first got Hercules, he was timid then too for about the first 3-4 days. Then took out his little tunnel thing. He became more social in front of the glass. Started, acting like that little water puppy sort of thing. But ever since I started putting more stuff in there with him again, he's kind of gotten more timid again, more to where it's like, yeah, I just want to hide. But I test his water, and I mean, recently did about a third of a water change on his tank there, taking a third of the water out, and even then the nitrates were just a little high. Nothing overly dangerous, but enough where it's like, all right, well, let's go ahead, let's knock this in the butt here and see if maybe he lightens up a little bit then. His color got a lot better, which is great, because I was noticing earlier that, his color was looking a little washed, and sometimes a pupper's color is looking washed after, the lights have been on for a while. Then, maybe you got something going on in there usually, whether if it's ammonia or one of the other parameters are out of the check there, or might even be water flow, which is the next thing I've been starting to look at. It's like, well, is it too much water flow? Is that kind of why he's sitting at the bottom? He doesn't like swimming against all the hang on the backs on there. I have thought about actually getting Hercules a canister too on top of it, because all my other puppers that grow a foot long or better have a canister. Mac has 2. Finley has an FX6, so might go ahead and get a canister for the Cross River too. That way we can just ditch the 2 power hang on the back power filters I have on the back of the tank, and we'll just do that. Put a spray bar in there and boom. But he's brightened back up, and he'll still eat the food, but he's gotten really timid. Not a big fan of it either, but alas. 6 inches is actually still pretty good, though. 6 inches is still really good. That's about, well, not quite halfway. Some people say they max out somewhere around the 14-inch range, give or take. Yeah, they don't quite get as big as Fahaka. Fahaka is obviously in the wild. They say it can get 18 to 20 inches. I mean, Finley, who you saw there, she's 15 inches right now. Like, yeah, she is by far the she is very much the queen for all sorts of reasons. She's the biggest fish for right now. She's probably the strongest fish right now. I'd say give it a few more months, and maybe Mac will be knocking on the door for that title. But for right now, yeah, Finley's still just, whew, she's she's quite the girl, and she's looking over at me like, I know you're talking about me. Let's see what else we got going on in here. Leo, polyfilter, polybiomarine for fish aquarium, works for freshwater and saltwater aquarium tanks. Have you tried those? I also add one before I change water to see where it's at. I guess in terms of testing the water too, I use Aquarium Co-op's test strips. They've served me pretty well. I think, honestly, I mean, there's been numerous videos and they do just as well as like an API test kit, which I know some people don't think as highly on those, but either way, I used Aquarium Co-op test strips to kind of tell me where my parameters are at. I also, excuse me, I do put polyfilter or fiber in some of my hang on the backs there too, because I think it just helps purify the water a little bit more. And especially with puffers, you know, I'm all about that. But nothing overly, you know, crazy really. But yeah, every once in a while I put a little extra in the filters to try to, you know, boost up the filtration. Christine, thank you so much. Got a super chat here. Towards the Future Saltwater Project. Loved watching you feed the puffers. Hey, appreciate y'all coming in here, sticking around, and watching me do it. And of course, above all, greatly appreciate the support here. I mean, super chats, super stickers, or even memberships, none of it is ever expected, but it is so very greatly appreciated, people, especially when I have like moments of absence like I have here in the past. Greatly appreciate y'all, you know, being patient, sticking with me. I will tell you all now, I'm actually working on a puffer related video. Some of you, of course, will know that my most viewed video is my top 5 freshwater puffers, where I name my top 5 freshwater puffers that it kind of went into like based on which ones are my favorites, and also which ones I would kind of recommend to you guys, kind of a mixture of the two topics. I'm thinking of doing a video similar to that again here with kind of a similar model, but yeah, keep an eye open for that. That'll be I'm still recording bits and pieces of it because, again, I just haven't had much time to do the YouTube part here lately, which I'm trying to make time for. But again, I'm not trying to, you know, drive myself into the ground and then just be like, I just can't do anything. Which at first, when I did the fish room tour and then the green spotted puffer video is kind of also what happened. I just did those while fall sports were picking up with the day job for a while, and I just got so dang tired where it's just like, oh boy, video. First I got to recording, which isn't all that hard, but then editing, because you guys may watch the video one time through. I'm watching it at least maybe a dozen times or better, or as I'm adding, you know, sound effects or filters to maybe clear up some grain from the video, or color correct, or, you know, fix white balance, or whatever the heck it is. Because again, the lighting down here is not the greatest, but it's a lot of editing, and yeah, it's not really all that much work. But as I get going, it adds up in terms of not so much, well, a little bit of the work, but also just the time that goes into it. Because I don't want to put a cheap, crappy video out there. I want it to, I want it to look good. I want it to gain attention and hopefully be watched by as many people that are interested enough to click on it. Absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, if those of y'all puffer lovers, I mean, highly recommend. Keep your eyes open. I think you're going to like this one. It's I notice a lot of people do top 5 puffer videos, but even with the top 5 puffer videos, I noticed that a lot of people out there still just don't know that there's more freshwater puffer options out there than what a lot of people think. So kind of going to be what the upcoming video is going to touch on about. Just a little sneak peek to those of y'all to the few of you that have stuck around here as we near 1 o'clock in the morning here, Central Time. And with that said, guys, we are nearing 2 hours on this stream here. I'm tired. I'm going to cut the lights out down here. And, yeah, I'm going to check y'all later. But if you guys... I greatly appreciate y'all coming in here. Like I said, I know it's been a hot minute since I've streamed. Going to try to really get back to the normal routine of doing the Monday Musing streams. Don't know if that's going to be right away because, again, the day job right now has just been yeesh. And then, still maintaining all the tanks down here, making everything is still as it should be, and making sure the fish are happy and healthy is another part that may not be seen on camera, but something I do want to take seriously because in the end, they're not just something I want to show as entertainment. They are actually my pets, and I do want to make sure that they are happy and healthy. And it's also why I'm working on getting 2 new tanks, because I'm noticing that the Exodons are getting bigger and they're starting to bicker a little bit in that 55. The Amazons, while they're not bickering, I can definitely tell they don't get to explore as much as they may want to. And if I feel like my fish are maybe not getting the most out of life as they should, then it's up to me to fix that. And it's a lot more time and effort that may ever not be shown on camera, but alas, hence part of the reason why I haven't been around for a while. Gonna try to stream again next week, or if not, maybe at least try to stream every 2 weeks if that's not feasible for the time being. Things are probably going to still stay pretty dang busy until probably about mid-November or so. So probably at least another month or month and a half yet. Things are probably going to still stay pretty busy. But wanting to get on here. It was great hanging on with all y'all. To all the people that watched here, whether if you're watched this live here with us as I went along here, or if you're watching the replay, greatly appreciate y'all. Special thank you to all of you for watching this. Special thank you to all the members here. Of course, my 5 awesome moderators, Liquid Z Only Fins, Mrs. Freak, the Zen Ginger. Of course, also got Peplin Creek Aquatics in there, and Fish Fam Link. Greatly appreciate all of y'all. And of course, to the super chatters, I believe Christine, and actually I think it's just Christine. But greatly appreciate all the support here, guys. Truly appreciate it. With that said, again, tired, gonna hit the hay. Working on a puffer video here, so keep your eye open for that. I'd say that's still at least a week, maybe 2 out yet before I get there, because again, don't want to rush it. Want to make sure it looks good. And I'll see y'all then. As always, guys, thank you for all the support watching the stream. I'll see you all in the next video, guys. As always, stay fantastic.